Dear students, in this video, we are going to learn about Biot-Savart's law. So, Biot-Savart's law is the law which tells us the magnetic field due to a small current carrying element. Let us see how. Suppose there is some wire which is carrying the current I, such that the current is entering from this end and leaving from this end, right? And you consider only a small current element, not the entire one, okay? So you consider a small current element having length dl vector, and due to the current flowing in this element, you want to find out the magnetic field at the point P. Magnetic field intensity is a vector quantity. So when I say that I want to find out magnetic field intensity, that means I will be finding out magnitude as well as direction. So first of all, if you want to find out magnetic field at this point due to this current element, then you need to find out the separation of the point P where you want to find out the magnetic field and this current element. So let us suppose that separation is r vector and the angle made between this dl vector and this r vector is theta. So now if you are considering the magnetic field only due to this very small current element, so the magnetic field will also be in small magnitude. Suppose that is dB. Now we have to check on what factors does this dB depend. dB means magnetic field. So magnetic field will depend upon the amount of the current flowing through the wire. More the current flowing, more will be the magnetic field produced. Okay, got it? If the current is twice from I, the magnetic field produced will also be twice. So dB is directly proportional to current. Moreover, dB is directly proportional to dl. dl means the length of the current element that you have chosen. Okay, so if you will choose more length of current element, more charges will be flowing through it, and eventually more magnetic field we can expect at point P. Next is dB will depend upon 1 by r square, because if this point P is more away from the wire, then the magnetic field produced at this point will be less, and rather it will obey inverse square law. It will be reduced to 1/4 if r vector becomes 2r vector, right? Next is dB is directly proportional to sine theta. Remember that magnetic fields have special dependence on sine theta component and not on cos theta component, because magnetic field lines do not perform any work on the particle. So if you will combine all these factors, you are going to get dB directly proportional to IDL sine theta divided by r square. And when you will choose to remove this proportionality sign and replace it with equality, then there has to be a constant IDL sine theta by r square. And in SI system, that constant comes out to be mu naught upon 4 pi. This mu naught is magnetic permeability. Magnetic permeability. But what is the significance of this mu naught? You need to understand that also. So mu naught means, see, we were expecting that if the current flowing through this wire is more, here the magnetic field will be more. We were expecting that if the line element is more, magnetic field is more. Okay, so we were just, framing out the factors, but we ignored the choice of medium. and we have to incorporate that also. Suppose if that wire, that point where you want to find out the magnetic field, if that point is situated somewhere else and the medium separating the wire and this point is no more vacuum, is no more, no more vacuum or air, then the magnetic field will depend on the choice of the medium, right? So that's why we are including mu naught upon 4 pi as the permeability. Mu naught is the magnetic permeability, whether the magnetic field lines are permitted to travel through space so that they can generate enough magnetic field at this point P. So this is the thing. And to know more about mu naught, to find out its units, we know that 4 pi will not have any unit. So mu naught will be equal to dB into r square IDL sine theta. Now dB, magnetic field, is measured in Tesla. This is Tesla meter square upon ampere meter. Sine theta does not have any unit, so meter cancel. Tesla meter per ampere. These are the units of mu naught, and this is magnetic permeability. But so far this is only the magnitude of dB. Okay, so but you need to find out the direction also. So just talk about the direction. Now you know that if the current carrying wire is carrying the current in this direction, then right hand thumb rule will give you the direction of the magnetic field. So if this is the current carrying wire and this is your thumb, then you will see that your fingers are curling like this. So that means at point P they are curling like this. So at P specifically the magnetic field is going inside. Okay, at point P it will act along the tangent, and so it's going inside, and that's how it is actually making one circle. So at point P the magnetic field is directed inwards to the plane of paper. So when it is directed inwards, and you know that if I have any vector, I am just discussing the basics. If I have any vector, that vector is written as magnitude into direction. The same way, if I have dB vector, magnetic field vector, which is the magnetic field created at this point P due to dl, due to the current element dl. So that is dB vector, and dB vector will be equal to the magnitude of dB multiplied by the direction of dB. So that dB vector, thus magnitude can simply be written like this: mu naught upon 4 pi IDL sine theta upon r square. And what about dB cap? Let us write it as n cap. And I know that it is going inwards. Okay, so I'll talk about n cap in details now. When it is going inward, I need to check which vector will be acting inwards. Remember that if you have n cap here or any unit vector here, any unit vector is simply equal to vector divided by its magnitude. Okay, तो n cap की जगह आप n cap is simply a direction. So n cap के place पर आप वो direction ले सकते हो which is going inwards. And you know what? Which direction will be going inwards? dl cross r. Last time when I explained you vectors, I told you that when you talk about cross product of two vectors, then cross product is equal to C vector, and that cross product is perpendicular to the two vectors out of which it is formed. For example, if you have A vector cross B vector equals to C vector, now this C vector will be perpendicular to A vector and B vector. Remember that? So that's about cross product. So similarly, if you will consider dl cross r, you have to curl your fingers from dl to r, and you see that the thumb is pointing inwards. dl क्रॉस r, dl की डायरेक्शन से r की डायरेक्शन में फिंगर्स कर्ल करना है. So that is also going inwards. So n cap and dl vector cross r vector, they both have the same direction. Don't you think that? So yes, they have the same direction, and that's why n cap can be replaced by dl vector cross r vector. But here I go that if there is a unit vector then unit vector can be written as vector upon its magnitude. Now the vector which has the same direction as n cap is dl vector cross r vector. But you would have to write its magnitude also. You have to divide it by its magnitude also. That magnitude will be dl r sin theta, क्योंकि dl vector cross r vector का magnitude तो यही होगा. Now dl will be cancelled with dl, okay, and sin theta will be cancelled with sin theta, and what you will be left with, mu naught I dl vector cross r vector divided by 4 pi r cube. So this is nothing but Biot-Savart's law, including the direction of the magnetic field. Remember that in this law we only find out magnetic field due to a very small current element, okay, because when all the current elements are combined together, then it's difficult to find out the magnetic field and to find out the direction. But if you want to find out the magnetic field due to entire wire and the current is uniform, then simply what you need to do, you need to integrate this equation. Like you need to put an integral sign over here if you want to find it out for the entire wire. So this is Biot-Savart's law.